Elon Musk and Donald Trump are having a little bit of a communication issue, having a little bit of a fight, a little bit of oh no, dad and dad are fighting again. Oh no, except they've never fought. And now Trump's biggest supporter is really upset and unfortunately posting a lot of stuff on his own platform, which he has the right to do because it's freedom of speech, but saying something like this: the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. Buddy, please, our bags. And then posting stuff like this. What is going on? Well, the reality is that these inflammatory remarks about the economy, about what's happening, about Donald Trump, about the big, beautiful bill, dad and dad's feud is making us all freak out and panic about what's going to be happening next. And unfortunately, it had Bitcoin fall down 3% yesterday, printed a TBO close long, which is fortunately, it's an early bearish warning. In this video, we need to talk about a lot of stuff, but before we even get to that, I just want to just a little bit of a gentle reminder. Remember this TBT stop loss hitting alert that I shared back here on the 27th? Oh, you don't remember because I made a video and I was really kind about reminding you on the 27th of May, to say November, 27th of May, another Bitcoin pullback coming. What happened to the breakout? This video got a lot of flack from people saying, no way, it's not going to happen. No way, it's not going to happen. No way, Bitcoin's bullish. It's going to be fine. We're going to be totally fine. Anytime that this indicator just continues to fire nonstop every single day, I pay attention. When we start to remove our bias from indicators, which are not biased, they're just functioning off of inputs, right? When we start learning how to trust indicators, and a lot of you don't, and that's okay, but when we start learning how to, and understand there are certain periods, certain warning signs, certain alarm bells that we need to pay attention to, it really does pay off in the end. So don't worry, I'm not going to be making fun of anybody in this video. I'm not going to be saying, you should have done this, X, Y, Z. What we're going to be doing is much more constructive compared to Elon Musk and Donald Trump's feud. And that is talking about what's going to be happening next, how to plan and how to prepare, and how I'm handling this pullback. This is the same way I've been handling every single pullback, but it's okay. For all of you that are new here, welcome to the Coin Bureau Trading channel. My name is Aaron Dishner from The Better Traders. Go ahead and subscribe now because we're going to get into the details and you're going to be like, oh, yes, oh, man, oh, wow. And you're going to forget. So just hit the button now and let's get into it today. So the first thing we need to do is we need to talk about Bitcoin's price action. Whenever we have a very, very, very long level of resistance like this, and this is on the TBO indicator, which stands for the trending breakout indicator, I pay attention. Yes, it was amazing to see Bitcoin shoot all the way up to almost $112,000. But when it had its pullback and fell below, and inside of the daily TBO cloud, which is very similar, by the way, in some aspects to the Ichimoku cloud, if you've ever used Ichimoku, it's similar in that it's a trend-based indicator. Now, even with the Ichimoku cloud, we saw Bitcoin fall inside of the cloud, confirming this fall on Thursday, the 29th of May. This is actually ahead of the TBO. But now that, unfortunately, Bitcoin is below the current cloud right here, and the forward-facing cloud is flat, and now the lagging span, the Chikou, is in the price. We were basically signing up for chop. Same thing with the TBO. Whenever the price falls inside of the cloud, we are basically guaranteed to chop sideways. I don't necessarily expect BTC to continue to fall, but we need to also be realistic to plot out some targets. So the first thing we need to do is, without anything, is just to focus on price action. This pullback so far is very minor. It may feel major because you're probably overexposed to alts, unfortunately, but in total, it's only a pullback of 10%, which isn't that bad. especially considering the fact that we had an insane rally from 74K all the way up to 112K. It was a great rally. So looking at this pullback, it's very minor still. I think that it is going to be, well, today really depends on, well, let me say it differently. Today is the day that Bitcoin and the market has to decide how deep is it going to go. This is up to market participants. My personal suspicion, my personal expectation is that the price of BTC will actually rally today after being oversold too much in a day. The short-term target is $104,600, which will probably not be hit. My guess is it won't be hit until the weekend. The damage is pretty significant on a fall like this, but I want to give you guys a heads up. Anytime price action like this just gets really tight, really constricted, and volume starts to look really weak and lame, understand that the outcome is going to be bearish. I can't say 100% of the time, but 90% of the time it will be bearish. That's what we're seeing. As far as price action goes, the one awesome thing about this pullback yesterday is that the price of Bitcoin did not crack below $100,000, which is an extremely psychological level of support/resistance. I'm telling you now, if Bitcoin cracks below 100K, it will go much lower than any of us want it to go. So I really do hope that Bitcoin will bounce from here, that this will be the low, that we won't go any lower, and then that's that. That's me trying to be optimistic without looking at anything else, just thinking about market psychology. Because if we're above $100,000, that's a great sign. If we hold above 100K, cool, we're feeling good, everything's going to be all right. But if we crack below 100K, then we might be giving back a lot of the gains that we had previously earned. And in order for us to figure out where we are going, we need to use where we've been. So using our most recent Fibonacci levels, drawn from the top here in January to the bottom here in April, we actually just pierced our 786 Fib level. That means the next potential level for a drop of support would be $94,570. Now, let's be honest. Some of you actually would love to see that happen because you sold Bitcoin or you haven't bought any. And now it's like, oh, wow, now it's under $100,000. What will be the biggest sign of support for that will be volume and Bitcoin dominance rising. Now, volume has been looking good. It's still early, but yesterday's volume did exceed the moving average, which is positive. We did not see RSI, the relative strength indicator, a relative strength index, fall down below 25 yet for an RSI reset, which I really like for re-entries. So that's why I'm looking at this going, well, if we really have to plan for it, 95K could be a decent support level. Now, if we go back farther, gasp, we have two levels right here that are overlapped at 95K, which begs the case, or makes the case, I keep saying that wrong, that we could see Bitcoin fall back as low as 95K. We don't have any other strong support levels from these OG Fib retracement levels, but note that $103,000 has been a level of contention for a long time. Even though we pushed above it, we fell back to it, and now we're below it. It's a level that's really difficult for Bitcoin to break. So again, short-term target, I think 95K if things go wrong. And going wrong means breaking below $100,000. Now, let's zoom out not just to the price of Bitcoin, but let's go back to thinking about what's happening right now with this post. Is this event a geopolitical event? It affects the world a little bit, well, actually a lot, unfortunately, but is it a war? Well, it's a feud, but it's not a war. Is it an economic crisis? Well, Elon Musk believes it will be an economic crisis if this bill is signed, because it just means more government spending, which is actually good for Bitcoin in the long term. But is it something that is going to cause a lot of immediate pain? Like from now on, things are going to get really hard. Or is this just a public feud that should have been kept private, and now everyone else is just being torched along with it? I think it's more of the latter than the former. While a statement like this is quite shocking from Elon Musk, the Trump tariffs will cause a recession in the second half of this year. This is speculation. He is not an economist. He doesn't know exactly what could happen, although I do agree that government spending has to be cut. And that's what he was trying to achieve with Doge. So looking at his post, looking at price action, I really don't see a need or any reason why markets should keep dumping. Now, the unfortunate thing about this post is that it was posted after markets closed. So if you look at S&P futures, this is going to be the next best gauge to figure out, well, is the market really panicking? The reality is no. S&P is fine. It's just crypto that dumped, which is sad, to be honest. But the S&P is still holding up really well, especially considering the fact that it was all the way down here. So maybe it's because not as many people are trading S&P futures right now. Maybe. We'll see what's really going to be happening at the end of the day, especially with S&P, with the VIX, with gold. But I mean, even now, that's silver. Gold is not really moving. It doesn't really care. So this is making me believe as well that while this move feels really bad for Bitcoin right now, I do think that this is a short-term FUD event. Now, it doesn't discount the fact that there's a lot of pain being caused in crypto, and I still think that there are opportunities across the board for buying the dip, but stuff like this just keeps happening to crypto. And there's a lot of people that are struggling with PTSD with all these pullbacks and all this nonsense happening. Now, the reality of a market like this, I still think that we're in a buy the dip market. I still think that we are in a bull market, as crazy as that sounds, because Elon's statement over here is not founded on any evidence other than he's just really pissed off right now. Poor guy, he got his feelings hurt. He got too close to someone he cared about, he got his feelings hurt. I understand. But the reality is that market moves like this are going to happen every single week, especially in crypto, because it's such a small market compared to the broader global markets, which is why it pays to be a trader, which is why you're watching the Coin Bureau trading channel. So if you don't have access to an exchange, a non-KYC requiring exchange that allows you in North America to trade futures, to take advantage of short-term pullbacks like this, to short the market, CoinCatch and 2bit are both great exchanges to sign up for. You can click either of these links and it'll take you over to the websites. Go ahead and sign up. Make sure the referral code is there so that way you snag the extra bonuses that are included. If you're someone that's more of a traditional crypto guy and you really want to give away your information, you can sign up to Bybit. I use Bybit. I like it a lot, actually. And you also get bonuses from signing up to Bybit. There are more deals available on the Coin Bureau website. If you go to the deals page, the first thing to check out is the Coin Bureau Club. It is a Discord server. Part of it's public, but a lot of it's private. And Dan, my co-host on this channel, Guy, and Nick on the main Coin Bureau channel are posting and sharing a lot of information and alpha there. I expect them to also be chiming in once they wake up over in Dubai time. What's happening, their take on the market. I'm curious to also see what they have to say. And if you really want to go deeper into automated trading, to understanding bot trading, to understanding DCA trading, how I trade, got to go to thebettertraders.com. If you use the provided link in the Coin Bureau deals page, you will be taken to a special landing page where you get 10% off this course, 15 minutes to financial freedom. It is not 15 minutes long, but it does come with one-to-one coaching. It's about an 7 to 8 hour course, I believe, but it focuses on active and passive trading. What does that mean? Well, passive trading is bot trading. And right now I am using bots to handle this move. I'm actually running bots again on Masa. That went way too big. Yikes. There we go. Here we go. So Masa has been doing really, really well for me. I turned the bot back on the 30th. So it's been running now for 6 days. I know, very gutsy of me to turn it on during the stop loss hunting alert, but the reality is that I love stuff like this. Like, these market pullbacks make for good wins. When I actually take advantage of negative price action like this, buying on the dip, and when the market starts to rebound a little bit, I'm going to be selling at a much greater profit, a lot lower than I previously entered. So these are opportunities. These markets right now are great opportunities to allow you to make more profit as a trader. This one might actually close in profit before this video is done filming, which is amazing. But the point I'm trying to make is that don't be afraid of negative price action. Don't be afraid of market pullbacks. Learn how to adapt and how to trade within them. And that's what I teach you at our courses or in our courses at thebettertraders.com. When we look at the price for BTC, the first thing that has to happen, like I said, is Bitcoin. Bitcoin has to hold above $100,000. If $100,000 breaks, 95K is a target. Now, the other thing to keep in mind that I kind of hinted at before is RSI. We've seen RSI super duper overbought. It has fallen from grace from the 22nd of May to yesterday's close down here at 26.43. That's a lot. The next thing I'll be looking for is a dip below 25. Which is going to provide us with an RSI reset, which is one of my favorite entry strategies, I guess you could say, with RSI. But that will only happen if Bitcoin breaks below $100,000, which I really don't want it to happen. The other thing to keep in mind is Ethereum. Now, you guys have heard me talk about Ethereum a lot. Maybe you watched recent videos of mine talking about this. Ethereum basically has this TBT bearish divergence cluster, which is a pro tier indicator that's available in our Better Traders Club. It printed another one on a 7% pullback, but the main point I want to share about Ethereum is basically the same as Bitcoin and any other chart. Anytime you get these really weak moves in a very tight range, just be careful, especially if there's a lack of volume. Now, yesterday's volume finally caught up for Ethereum, which is good. But because it's inside the cloud, like the Ichimoku Cloud, this is a sign of bearish consolidation. While I do expect to see Ethereum go back up, understand that Ethereum, XRP, BNB, Solana, everything that looks green right now, it's only green because it was a really nasty close on this previous candle. So thank God that these markets reset every 24 hours, right? But the main thing to focus on right now is when Bitcoin has a pullback. Remember, Bitcoin's pullback was only 3%. Do not be surprised when other coins have far greater pullbacks. That's the multiple factor effect. I literally talked about that in the video that I just shared at the beginning of this one. This guy right here, another BTC pullback incoming. What happened to the breakout? I'll be sharing this as well at the end of this video. So you got to make sure to watch that. So what it essentially means is that whenever Bitcoin sneezes, everyone else is going to scream. So if Bitcoin pumps a little bit, we're going to see Ethereum and everything else pump way more. It's going to overreact. But when Bitcoin has a little bit of a dump, we're going to see other coins dump a lot harder, from a multiple factor of 1.2 times to up to 3 times whatever Bitcoin does. The main thing that I am paying attention to is the fact that FBTC has been a really strong performer, which is a good sign. It was moving up more and more. It got rejected pretty badly yesterday. It's below the TBO fast line. It's inside of the cloud. It's not looking as strong as it could, but I'm still holding on to the idea that Ethereum can move above this range. It can move above resistance at 27.88. But if Bitcoin breaks 100K, expect so many other coins to follow and fall farther. I've been making a very strong point and a very strong case for protecting profit for the last couple of months. Even while we saw Ethereum shooting up here, I made a very clear point. Don't forget to take some profits on the way up. Yes, these rallies feel great. Yes, seeing Fartcoin on this amazing rally, which it was on an amazing rally, if we really measure it out from the open long or even from the bottom here in mid-March to now, it's still up 256%. At its top, 464%. If you're not taking profit on a move like that, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how to help you out, really. You've got to change your trading mentality when it comes to bullish impulses and bullish mini rallies after a major pullback. So I still believe that we're going to see a lot of upside price potential this year. I don't think that The top is in. I've already made a video about that. That will pop up right here. I've already made a video about why I don't think the top is in for many reasons. The main thing we need to focus on right now is protecting our portfolio at all costs. If you can learn how to protect your portfolio at all costs, meaning you're using a stop loss or you're taking partial profit on the way up, you will do fine. I've made the point to say I would much rather close in a 5% profit than a 5% loss any day. Because if you can compound that growth 5% over and over and over, even if it's only 5% win per week, you will be so much farther along than people that are satisfied with getting stopped out at 5% over and over and over. You're not going to have a portfolio to trade with at the very end of the day. So the important thing to focus on right now is Bitcoin holding above $100,000. If it doesn't, the next target's going to be 95K. I don't want to see it dip below that any lower. But I do believe that Bitcoin will be heading back up. I do think that it will be going to higher highs later this year. Right now, it's a little bit shaky because of a mini feud between Elon and Donald. Hopefully they can kiss and make up, not literally, but hopefully they can just make amends and things will be fine. We have to remember that Elon is not working at the White House. He is not an economist. He does not know if we're going to go into recession. But saying things like that with the platform he has is not the smartest move. He's not trying to help Donald right now. He's not trying to do him any favors. So we need to be cautious and careful, knowing that, yes, short-term waves are going to hit us. They're going to crash. So how do we deal with these pullbacks? How are we prepared to deal with these pullbacks? And again, for me, a DCA strategy works really well. Now, for all of you that are wondering, Aaron, what happened? Trust me, you should see the other guy. No, I had a biopsy at the hospital. So I had a little bit of skin taken out of my cheek and also up here. I don't have any smaller Band-Aids at home. So these are the ones I have. So everything is fine. Nothing is wrong. I'm not trying to go into my new gangster look. I'm not going to be like AD or AD. We're going to stop there because obviously it's not working. But no, I'm fine. So I'm really curious to hear your thoughts as well about this, because I'm sure a lot of you have opinions, whether you're a independent, whether you're a Republican or a Democrat. This is going to affect us all. This family feud is going to affect us all. So I'm really curious to hear your feedback and your thoughts in the comment section down below. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.